Coming up tonight, Malaysia agrees to pay Singapore $102.8 million in compensation for the failed high-speed rail project.
Travel bubble talks between Hong Kong and Singapore are back on, with the Chinese territory proposing that all passengers should be vaccinated.
And Godzilla vs. Kong sets a new box office record this year with a monster opening weekend in Singapore.
Hello, this is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Dylan Ang.
I'm Chow Suan. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Malaysia has reimbursed Singapore about $102.8 million for costs incurred in the failed high-speed rail project.
The announcement was made today after both countries finalized the settlement of compensation set to cover abortive costs like consultancy services and design of infrastructure. Singapore's Transport Minister Ong Ye Kung said that he is glad that both parties were able to close this chapter amicably without affecting the good bilateral relations between them. The HSR was slated to run from Bandar Malaysia in downtown Kuala Lumpur to Jurong East and would have cut travel time between the two to 90 minutes compared with over 4 hours by car and about 5 hours end-to-end by air.
Hong Kong has offered new details about its delayed air travel bubble with Singapore. Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development Edward Yao said that all passengers travelling under the arrangement should be vaccinated. Discussions between both sides have resumed, with Hong Kong proposing that residents of the territory who take part in the bubble would need to have 2 vaccine doses and travel 14 days after the second jab at the earliest. The launch of the air travel bubble was postponed last November due to a rise in Hong Kong's COVID-19 cases. But with the latest outbreak contained, 0 locally transmitted cases were reported for the last 2 days. Singapore's Transport Minister Ong Ye Kung says he's studying the proposal and will be responding to Hong Kong shortly.
Looking at the COVID-19 situation here, 21 new cases were confirmed today, all imported. They were placed on stay-home notices or isolated on arrival in Singapore. Now, 6 F&B outlets have been ordered to close for breaching safe management measures. Among them are second-time offender Club Mao and Club Barbary, which failed to minimize physical interactions between staff and customers. Meanwhile, Deluxy Kiss Bistro, SK Karaoke Pub and Steamoff Restaurant allow customers to consume alcohol after 10:30 p.m.
3 months on, and the mystery behind a cluster of 13 COVID-19 cases that emerged at the Mandarin Orchard Hotel remains unsolved, and experts are unable to say how the virus had spread within this group. Apart from a couple who had flown in from Britain, the rest did not know one another. They had come to Singapore from 10 different countries and had arrived on different days at different times. None were diagnosed on arrival in Singapore, but somehow they were all part of the same COVID-19 cluster. The genetic sequence of the virus that caused their infection was too similar for it to be anything else. Despite various theories being tested, officials are still no closer to knowing the answer.
Over in the United States, residents of New York State can soon look forward to a new digital app that will allow individuals to prove that they've been vaccinated against the coronavirus or if they've recently tested negative. Called the Excelsior Pass, it is part of efforts to fast-track the reopening of businesses, sports arenas and entertainment venues in the state. How does it work? Well, it's just like a mobile airline boarding pass, with users assigned a digital pass with a secure QR code. Participating businesses can then use a companion app to scan a customer's code and verify their COVID status. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media today. Now, Godzilla vs. Kong has emerged as the monster to beat, with a monster opening weekend in Singapore, putting it in the #1 position for 2021. $2.19 million is how much the Godzilla and King Kong crossover movie took in from Wednesday to Sunday across 111 screens. While that's a far cry from the all-time record $7.52 million in opening weekend sales of Avengers Endgame, it's a good sign that Singaporeans are willing to go back to the cinema despite the challenges brought upon by the pandemic and the rise of streaming services. Haven't seen the movie myself, but from what I've heard, it's action-packed from start to finish.
And cryptocurrency continues to gain traction and legitimacy. Today, Visa said it will allow the use of cryptocurrency to settle transactions on its payment network. Visa's move, which will use the Ethereum blockchain, strips out the need to convert digital coin into traditional money in order for the transaction to be settled. This comes as major financial houses have embraced some digital coins, sparking predictions that cryptocurrencies will become a regular part of investment portfolios.
And capturing the attention of millions online today, shoes that contain a drop of human blood. The company Mischief has announced a collaboration with the rapper Lil Nas X, selling 666 pairs of what they are calling Satan shoes.
The blood was given by 6 workers at Mischief. One of the company's founders explained that a drop of blood is mixed in with ink that fills an air bubble in the sneaker, a Nike Air Max 97. In a statement, Nike said, "We do not have a relationship with Lil Nas X on Mischief. Nike did not design or release these shoes, and we do not endorse them." The shoes will go on sale later tonight.
In case you missed it, have fond memories of the iconic Big Splash Water theme park? It's time to relive them again at the new coastal Playgroup at East Coast Park. The 4.5-hectare development features a 16-meter play tower, the tallest outdoor play feature in the country, as well as Vertical Challenge, a play area with nets. There are 2 enclosed tube slides as well for you to get your fix of fun. Located at the base of the tower are leisure nets suitable for kids aged between 5 and 12, as well as a nature play garden and water play area. Something to check out with the whole family during the upcoming long weekend for sure.
Sounds like fun. And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.